1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth.
Go back.
Get ready to wine. Get ready to wine. Follow my ding ding ding. Namya namade. Boko ejana. Kapasi ejana. Dango ejana. Ding ding ding. Namya lamade. Boko ejana. Kapasi ejana. Dango ejana. Tigre ejama. Ding ding ding. Namya lamade. Mama ye ye duna. Mama ye ye duna. Kamosaki. Baga wepina ye ye duna.
Life ain't easy. You have to walk plenty up there.
future.
Okay. Okay. You know me. I'm a dreaming. Some yellow walk and a lot of them best friend, man. In the right. Them got nothing. Them good teeth, man. You know me. Another day. Listen. You want your man, girl, from way back long. From your little so one day you're infant one. But this holy young girl want to take away your man. But make them know you not go let go your man. Because good man is hard to find. So when you get a good man, girl, treat him kind. Hold him tight, never let him go. No girl out the street, girl laugh after you. Oh, yo. But them want to get your man, girl. Them a man thief. Why not on your man, girl? Them a man thief. Want you come on your man, girl? Man thief. Why not on your man, girl? Them a man thief. You hold your man tight. Them a man thief. And give him left and dumpling. Man thief. Sweat fries and pumpkin. Tell them leave your man alone and find a man of them own. Tell them leave your man alone and find a man of them own.
Colors ID in me home. Why? But when me at me home, men love to call me on my telephone. They just stay 1 minute talking about that does make me sick. Say 1 hour, 2 hours, even 3 hours. Don't come quick. Don't say 1 minute. Don't come quick. That does make me sick. The first carnival, I gotta mash up the place.
Yeah, you see for this carnival, rock over, Labor Day, Caribana. Who wants you with the head tie, but tie long, tie short, tie wave your tie. Them I tell you, don't try your man. Don't try your man.
Back to the future.
I'm begging you, don't try your man. This is something we can understand. When we say, why is a woman a tie the man? Yeah, them a tie the like animal, tie them wrong the head, wrong the neck, tie them tight, the choke them to death. That's why we are full sing and pray. Don't try your man. Don't try your man. I beg you, don't try your man. Don't try your man. I want it, don't try your man. Don't try your man. I beg you, don't try your man. Watch it. I was drinking a strong rum up in Kingston when this pretty woman come. She want me to give she some. Well, I pour she a drink inside she glass. When she drink it, she started to talk. She tell me, throw the water in there, throw the water in there. Hot, 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 hot. She tell me, throw the water in there, throw the water in there. Hot, 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 hot.
I do something all you to come. I ain't do nothing all you still come. Well, this
Back to the future.
things to talk. As a soca artist, I have a lot of friends, and I need all of them support to the very end. I love my fans, especially the women them. But anytime that they see we talk, they think that I do with them, yeah. So I'm giving them things to talk this year. We giving them things to talk this year. We giving them things to talk this year. We giving them things to talk now. We giving them things to talk. We giving them things to talk. We giving them things to talk. We giving them now. We giving them things to talk. We giving them things to talk. We giving them.
OMG on a Tuesday morning. And yeah, we got things to talk. Still got a little bit of exhaustion in the voice, but we go work with it still, you know. Good morning, rise and shine. Give God the glory. It's a brand new day. Welcome aboard. Welcome. Shady, that's a serious throwback, there, brethren. Serious throwback. Let me see, we had Rose's crew. During the dominant years of Rose's crew, we had some allergy inside here as well. The years when allergy used to rock the place, you know. Yeah, I think, which of the bands was it? Hot Sun, I think it was Hot Sun them time with Adrian. Adrian, and well, the rest of the team. I think it was Hudson around that time. We had some man Stone inside there. This is Rallo inside there. Well, Rallo rose the school before they had this split up. But that's a serious throwback though. Good morning. Let me see. Rosemary is inside. Jacqueline is inside. Good morning. Cephas. Nethria. Good morning, Antonia. George. Just says that he has a plane to catch, so he bouncing out until later. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. What's we got inside? Crystal, good morning. Welcome aboard. You know what the mission is? You go right ahead and you share the light. Tell somebody that we're inside at 7 o'clock. We're signing in DJ Shady Fugitive. We're going to be here keeping you company up until 10 o'clock this morning. Be locked inside. Boom, OMG. 3 times the Bacchanal, getting you road ready one day closer to the official days of Vincy Mass 2025. Let's go.
Vincy, feel that power. The road is calling.
Wanna make some noise right now for my play?
We're talking the energy that lifts you, the sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone can put fire back in the city.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Mass is live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 106.9. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet. OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 106.9.
Love your bad, love your bad, love your bad, love your bad, love your bad. I go do anything for you cause I love your bad. Climb the highest mountain cause I love your bad. Give you all that I have cause I love your bad. I love your bad, I love your bad. Do anything for you cause I love your bad. Climb the highest mountain cause I love your bad. Give you all that I have cause I love your bad. I love your bad, I love your bad. Anything you want, you get it.
joke, eh? That's serious talk, that one. Serious talk. We might come here every day and you might hear me argue politics all day, every day. Beat up on this, beat up on that. But in reality, Lord of mercy, one little boat. Hey, good morning. Welcome aboard if you're just joining us. All right, the voice a little bit cracky this morning. Gonna get some coffee and that should remedy that. But it's been a long weekend and we still have quite a number of days remaining in the season. All right. Well, the war is over. So far, for now. There's been a ceasefire. It's kind of weird the way in which it happened. You know, y'all remember I shared that one of the spokesperson for Iran, you know, they said, well, in response to the bombing, the U.S. bombing of the 3 facilities, you know, one of their spokespersons said that, you know, they didn't really get anything. They didn't get anything because they picked up on a statement that was made by President Trump. They picked up on it that he was actually getting ready to attack. Now that's what was said by the spokesperson. But it kind of coming around to be fishy. I ain't got my you know, I like to share my opinion. You can take it, you can leave it. At the end of the day, I view things in a weird kind of way. But it came across as being fishy. So, the US attacked Iran. Alright. They, according to what they said, had a hunch that that they were going to be attacked by the US. Alright. They retaliated later on. And in Qatar, they attacked one of the US bases. And according to reports, no damage. Well, there was damage, but they didn't really get anything. No lives lost, no nothing. So it's like they retaliated, but then they didn't really retaliate. And then a little after that, we hearing that, well, even before that, I guess Trump had the notion that, well, boy, you know, with all that's happening, we heard about the threats about the locking off of the Strait of Hormuz. We heard about the threats coming from the Houthis and the Red Sea. So Trump, I guess, knew that, well, boy, this was going to affect oil prices. So Trump put out a statement yesterday and said, listen, you see all those of you who planning on carrying up the price on fuel, don't do it because I'll be watching. Now that came out sometime during the day yesterday. You know, later on in the evening now is the same Trump who going to come and say to us, oh, you know, congratulations, there will be a ceasefire between the two. Israel and Iran, they decided that they're going to go back to the negotiation table and they're going to try their best to bring back the diplomacy from outside and meet maybe with the US as mediator. Meet in the middle and they try to work out the differences. Just the way in which it happened, it just feels weird. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. But give God thanks because, you know, I am one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I am one who started worrying about, you know, the repercussions that may follow. Not only the rise in fuel, which will basically trickle down to everything else. Not only that, but, you know, the involvement of our relatives or friends or families. That was the scary part for me. Now let's wait and see what transpire in the coming days. I don't trust it. It just seemed too easy, and it was like too simple and so sudden. And I mean, it came from Trump. That's maybe the main reason why I don't trust it. It came from Trump. I don't trust it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait, because you're still getting some reports out of Iran that they're not really considering anything to do with any ceasefire. So it is still kind of iffy on Iran's side. But according to Trump, I guess we wait and see. All right, 12 minutes inside 7 o'clock. Feel free if you wanna chime in, you can chime in. You can chime in. Good morning. Who's calling? Good morning. Hello. Oh wait. Oh, all right. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother. I just want to give you some updates. So what happened? I can't understand how Mr. Trump could make such a decision when the Ayatollah is basically almost giving up power to the next in command. So he is really underground hiding for his life, allowing, as you know, Israel continue to target not civilian, but the very infrastructure of his military, and to cripple his ability to be able to get money to spread terror, because this individual has been spreading monies to Cuba, Venezuela, Hamas, to kill Israel and to kill America. I mean, we can't run away from that. These are murderers. I'm not talking here about Trump. And I'm saying, you know what happened yesterday? Even when I don't know who Trump is negotiating with, made some arrangements for ceasefire. The Iran, they had some level of, well, we ceasefire. I don't know what they're ceasefiring for, because it is clear that the people of Israel and the Crown Prince is going to take back leadership. The people have made up their mind. They have to go on the street and they have to risk their life and they have to get them out. You know, all of a sudden now they start back to fire missiles at Israel. So they have broken the ceasefire. They have broken the arrangement. Israel will continue. I gave them my full support.
Well, I never got the impression that Iran. I listen.
Yes,
like I said, I don't trust the fact that it came from Trump. All right, well, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, you know, for me, I respect your views. I can't go kill you. What I do? Block you out and go around and bad talk you. I have concerns about Trump, because for me, you know, yes, when you had the missile attack on Iran, on Qatar, Trump was saying, you know, things like it's, you know, as light. I couldn't understand why Trump didn't want them to kill people. I couldn't, because, you know, Trump is very wobbly, but the reality is that Trump stands with Israel. What is going to happen here, my brother, is that the people of Iran has made up their mind with the Crown Prince. Over 80% of the Iranian people want change. About 69% of the American people support an invasion, support the Donald Trump to make the decision he made to not to create war, but to destroy the that nuclear. If that nuclear had nothing to do, it has to do with St. Vincent, it has to do with so much of our intentions in there. So we have to think about Iran. We have to think about Hezbollah. We have to think about Venezuela. We have to think about Cuba, the way they treat the people.
Well, I guess we'll see the direction that this goes when upon the return of the Crown Prince.
The only direction I'm going to see is regime change in Iran.
Well, yeah,
it will mean regime change in Cuba, and regime change in Hamas, and regime change in Venezuela, and regime change in St. Vincent. Because my brother, me tell you something, this is Hamilton. I believe my Prime Minister at the time, I believe democracy would have been better than America. I couldn't believe it that my Prime Minister at that time would have been treating the Jesco walkers like dogs, just sending them home. Some politician called somebody say, hey, no, you're walking because we saw your mother. I didn't realize that my party would have come so wicked. I love you very much.
Right.
Hope and pray that the Israelis, again, do not give up on the bombing. Help the people of Iran to get rid of them murderers and install a loving, caring, democratic government. Thank you very much, officer. Wonderful. Thank you for allowing me to get in.
Yeah, okay then. Good. I'm okay with the first part. I was okay with the first part, but jeez. Hey, somebody says morning, Fugi, Trump gone to NATO. Oh yeah, NATO is supposed to be meeting today. They're probably up and running already. So we had to get them to stop the... Right. Iran has to be okay. They can't take a real bashing from Trump. The ex-leader of Iran, the Crown Prince, who was in exile, is getting ready to go back. And he's asking the people to rise up and overthrow the supreme leader. That's why I'm saying I guess we'll wait and see the outcome of all of this, or the direction that it goes in the coming days. Iranian officials said there's no ceasefire. I saw that as well. Okay, so we have 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We pay some bills. We come back. Sion will be in at 7:20. We got the Raga Soca Monarch and the Soca Monarch finals. We can touch on that for a little bit. Let's go. Let's do this and we come right back.
Saturday, July 12th, the Vinci's, Reef Shipping, and Hiram Bear. See, we're representing Soca. Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Pyroon next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Pyroon next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
Do your part. Be there or hear about it.
OMG in the morning.
Sian, anytime you're ready, my brother. Sian, go right ahead, dial those digits, my brother. Get connected. Let's get interactive. The world awaits the arrival of Sian, the only marshal that we have in the run-up to this general election.
I like that, Fugi. I like that. We got to team up some more. You know?
Yeah.
Say good morning to you. Say good morning to Shady.
Welcome.
And I have to say good morning to a good brethren of mine who lives in New York. They refer to him as Gobels from Sand Hill.
Oh, yeah. Big up Gobel, yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Gobels listens to the program religiously, and he said he loves the interaction between you and I.
Man,
He laughs. He loves it. He enjoys it.
Big up Gobels.
And he also says to me that I should take you under my wings. And I think I'm going to do that.
My brother. Good looking out, my brother. Good. I'm not big on gravy. I like dry food. I just nothing.
Listen. All right. Whether you like gravy, fast food, rice, that's up to you. That's fine.
Hey.
Now, I'll
What's
tell you
up?
something. You spoke about, and you've been speaking about the conflict in Iran, and it's not something that we can gloss over. By the way, the latest news coming out is that they've both violated the ceasefire because they've launched rockets on each other.
Right, yeah. I was seeing some of that a while ago. I didn't really read of it.
But if you look at the conflict, for example, that has been going on in Gaza, you've heard many times that there was a provisional ceasefire and Israel will immediately violate the ceasefire. So that is something that Israel does. I listened to Mr. Hamilton, and I'm not going to spend too much time rebutting him, but I am glad that Vincentians are more enlightened people. And sometimes the question is asked, why aren't young people gravitating to the church? Well, imagine some young people coming down in a bus this morning, right? They've been watching what is happening in Gaza for the last 20 months or so. But they hear a Christian who says he speaks truth and is about democracy and fairness comes on and says, Iran are murderers, Iran ain't kill nobody. Venezuela are murderers, they ain't kill nobody. Cubans are murderers, they ain't kill nobody. But God's chosen people just kill over 50,000 people, including 15,000 children. Now, those are God's chosen
people, and I will continue to support God's chosen people to kill more children because that's what God wants. And the young people who, under this education revolution, got universal access to secondary education, went to the community college, got a scholarship to go to Taiwan or wherever, or UB got support, tuition support to go to UB, whose critical thinking skills have been awakened, listening to that going, hold on, what are you saying?
Yeah, I get you.
That's consistency. Like you can be a murderer, but it's okay once you're my murderer. Once I support your moderation, then you're the best and you're chosen. And so, like my partner Doug would say, you and I are part of the unchosen people. So let me remain unchosen, right? And young people who ain't going to church, who want nothing to do with religion, are saying, listen, the chosen people in Israel, that's God's chosen people. I unchosen, so I ain't gonna fight up because I don't unchosen already, to use Doug's word. Now, the conflict has serious ramifications for us here in the region, Fugi, especially if it expands beyond where it is now. And by the way, let me add that I've been to Iran. I studied Azerbaijan, which is Iran. And currently there is a Vincentian police officer doing his bachelor's at Baku State University in Azerbaijan. So I know he's close by. I don't know if his family have gotten in touch with him and so forth to find out, how he's feeling and so forth. But I know he's there in the middle of the activity.
Is it possible for you to make a link with him? Maybe one of these days we could.
I can try. I can try.
Please, sometimes
link up with him because I'll definitely try to link up with him because I know he's there. And I'm sure he's having. I've touched base with some of my friends over there. I have long-lasting friendships over there to find out, where things are. In the same way when there was the issue between Azerbaijan and Armenia and even the Ukraine conflict, all of these, Azerbaijan being post-Soviet, being part of the USSR when it was there, still have that Russian connection and so forth. So all of those things create unease in that society. So you're right. I should try to contact the young man who's studying there. But it has real life significance for Vincentian. You discussed, and we discussed yesterday, the possibility of skyrocketing oil prices. Remember what happened in COVID when prices just went up and things just got so expensive and shipping was interrupted. So everything got expensive. It's not only the situation of people, whether Vincentians may or may not be deployed if all out war breaks out and so forth, and the tensions that exist, but the disruption that will definitely come to the global economy. Between 20 and 30% of the world's oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz that you mentioned, and if that's closed off, while it will have perilous effects on Iran, at this point, if Iran decides to respond in an aggressive manner, they can, as Vincentians would say, cut off their nose to spite their face, knowing that the impact on the U.S. and other Western countries, Europe and so on, would be catastrophic. Now, the Trump administration is not very popular with its decision to bomb Iran. Even Congress is having difficulties because, based on the way the Constitution set up, any offensive action must be approved by the Congress and the Senate. That wasn't done. The president took unilateral action. Now, there are those within the Republican Party who would tell you that the president of the U.S. can do that. As a matter of fact, within recent times, the Republican Party have been responding in a manner to suggest that the elected president is a bit of a king in the U.S. and he can do whatever he wants by executive order, and no one shall challenge the American president. He will not be questioned, according to Stephen Miller. Now, mind you, people here, Mr. Hamilton, love that, but he criticizes Dr. Gonzalez. The king in America, I love him. He's doing God's work. But Dr. Gonzalez in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was expanding democracy, but clearly Mr. Hamilton has some personal grievances with, as you hear him every morning. I don't want him. Let's have regime change in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But the crux of my contribution this morning, as I look at the possibility of a catastrophic global disruption to the global economy, which will impact small island states like ours in ways unimaginable. I reflect on a statement made by Parnell Campbell QC, who's now deceased, during the COVID pandemic. When he said, now remember Parnell Campbell, for context, was a parliamentarian on the NDP, was the chairman of the NDP and so forth. And he always said he was a member of the NDP, never left the NDP. He may not have supported some of the things that the newer version of the NDP supported, but he was a member of the NDP. And he said confidently in one of his programs that he can sleep well at night knowing that Dr. Gonzalez and the ULP are in charge of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I couldn't help but reflect on those comments as I consider what the global economy, and more specifically St. Vincent and Grenadines, can be up for in the upcoming months with an expansion in this conflict. We have seen the way the ULP administration steadied the ship economically during COVID to the point where we were the only country in the region that grew by, I think, by 0.5 by half of a percentage point. Because we were here while Trinidad closed its borders and Barbados closed its borders. They opened their borders just to allow food because people must eat from St. Vincent and the Grenadines to come in. And so we were exporting food to Trinidad, to Barbados during the COVID pandemic. We saw how the government responded with income support for individuals who just couldn't work anymore, the fisher folk, the farmers and so on, even the DJs, Fugi, they got income support because nightlife was down and so forth. We saw that. We saw how that was expanded during the volcanic eruption. People were displaced, moved from their homes. And in all of those disruptions, the Hurricane Elsa has followed and so forth, and even now, as recently as last year, Beryl, we have seen how the experience in government and the creative nature of the government elected was put into action to steady the ship economically. And so, I'm saying, if things are to get as bad as we expect them to be, and they may not, and I hope that they don't, we can be confident in the ability of our government to put things in place that can mitigate for as long as possible some of the very harsh negative impacts that lie ahead of us. You know, one of the things that St. Vincent and Grenadines has done years ago, when we increased the VAT by 1 percentage point to create a contingencies fund, that was a remarkable move. And sometimes we don't talk enough about it. And to me, it represents best practice. Let me tell you something, Fugi. Within the last 10 years, Dominica has had catastrophic problems with storms, as had St. Kitts and Nevis. And all of these countries, with economies, well, not except for Dominica, but Antigua Barbuda, bigger economy than ours, and yes, plenty CBI money. When they got destroyed by a storm, they had immediately to go to the UN to beg for money. Immediately. I remember seeing Roosevelt Skerritt walk into the UN at the General Assembly in water boats, as a depiction of how difficult things were on the level of waters in his country. Similar with Antigua, they had to go to lending agencies. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is no different, except that when these things occur, we have a contingency fund where we can dip into initially to get funds to start the recovery process while we wait on countries, donors, friends to assist us with our rebuild. I mean, it's not easy to have 17% of your GDP wiped out in a few hours as we did in 2013 with the floods. And we've had similar catastrophes over the years. But the first thing that the government had this contingency fund, something that I remember the debate in Parliament, members of the opposition opposed because they call it more. More like moderation was used, or the VAT, it's gone up, it's moderation, without really contextualizing it and saying, listen, we understand what you're trying to do. We have to raise funds. We have to have some money for emergency situations, and this is the way we are doing it. And so, like in the U.S., when Trump did the tariffs and so on, the voice of the Republicans, the mantra of the Republicans was, well, a little pain ain't bad for a better position in the long run. And so we understood that the 1% extra VAT that you're paying is being used to create a fund that when something happens, you are the ones who are going to get, we rather are the ones who are going to get that back in our hands through rebuilding and rehabilitation projects. And that's happening right now. And so as I look at what is happening and speak to the conflict in Iran, between Iran and Israel, or in the Middle East rather, because, it can expand even further, and with the U.S.'s involvement and the realization that expansion can have catastrophic consequences for the global economy, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I make the point that, hey, we can be confident that the government that took us through the global economic crisis in 2008, that took us past the December 2013 floods, that took us through COVID, volcanic eruption, Hurricane Elsa, Hurricane Beryl, is confident and competent to take us through whatever upheaval, global upheaval, lie ahead of us. That's my contribution in the questions, buddy.
Okay, my buddy. There's one that's kind of running around in my head that would lead to another one. Like, for example, where are we in terms of the contingency funds? Because we also like Dominica, like Antigua, like following Beryl, we also cried out that in terms of access to funds for the rebuilding efforts, we also had an issue. Hence the reason why we're still lagging behind in our rebuilding efforts, especially in Southern Grenadines.
Yes.
So where are we with the contingency funds? Because, according to the audit report, there's some discrepancies there as well.
Okay.
And then I would want to ask as well, the contingency fund is really for the benefit of whom? Because you get the impression that if you're not singing from a particular song sheet, you don't directly benefit from it. There are persons, yes, not across the board, but I could never get to wrap my head around the fact that there are persons who were affected, who are still displaced up to today, almost a year after. And there are persons who were not as severely affected as them, and they who weren't even in need of assistance, but they got assisted. I could never understand these things.
You hear those cries all the time, Fuji. Whether it is 2013 flood, Thomas, whatever, you hear the cries, you hear the statement, this person didn't get, but this person gets, and very often it is attributed to parties and politics. I'm not sure that that's the case. I'm not sure.
Sometimes, yes.
But it's open there. But what I can say is this. The contingency fund continues to be replenished because we've had to use it so many different times. And it continues to be replenished. But it gets depleted not too long after that.
Women use it so many different times. So what? You mean use it without a special...
Remember, Fuji, the idea of the contingency fund is to have immediate mobilization funds.
Yes.
So, for example, when you look at COVID, the income support and so on in the very beginning, and because remember we had to do a big budget, $100-something million, when COVID struck, and some of that money came from the contingency fund. When hit the mobilization to move people to do with shelters and so on, immediate funds contingency funds, so that it is being spent across the board. It is being spent for all intentions. Now, with specific projects here and there, which very often may not even necessarily have to do with contingency fund. It may be loans or grants that we've gotten. Now we are rolling out the projects, and some people may not be happy that they're being assisted after somebody else, and they may have a problem with the order of assistance, and that's well and good. We can always discuss that. But ultimately, everybody gets assisted. You look, for example, at what happened in up in the North Windward, with the relocation. You've had over 100 and something houses built, and people have been relocated. Some may have taken longer than others. Some may be unhappy that neighbor X or neighbor Y got a house before me, but ultimately and eventually, everybody got assisted. And so that's what's going to happen. All right?
Okay, my buddy. Until tomorrow, God's will, all right? All right, bless up yourself. We got 18 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We got council coming in another 3 or so minutes. We pay some bills and we come right back.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Pyroon next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Pyroon next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
Be smart. Be progressive. Get yourself a smart toilet seat or a complete toilet today at one of our 4 authorized hardware stores. General Hardware, Gibson's Building Supplies, Lane's Hardware, or Miners Hardware. For more information, you can call us at 457-703 or visit just watch it.
Getting ready to bring
Plain talk.
Yeah, it's up. Anything?
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now.
On OMG.
Come so good morning. Welcome. How are you doing?
Good morning, Fugi. Good morning, Shady. Most of all, good morning to your listeners. I want to talk a little about liberty today. I want to talk about the law. I want to talk about discretion that resides with judges and magistrates. You know, I had an experience last week in the court that was a little unnerving because I felt that better could have been done. And the experience that I had to do with an attempt on my part to secure bail for a client. My client was accused and charged of 2 offenses. And he went to court, and the court was, the prosecution did not object to bail, because really there was no basis for an objection to bail, because we know an accused person has bail as a right, even up to and including for the offense of murder. Although, again, it is the judge's discretion to determine whether he or she is going to grant bail. So, when my client came up for bail, his wife came and offered to bail him. And she was placed in the witness box, and I ran through with her what the requirements of bail, what the demands of bail are. And she said she knew that if she were to bail her husband or bail anyone else, the requirement is to ensure that the person came to court. The bail was under $10,000. She says that she's employed, she's self-employed, she has a store, she makes money, she has money saved, and she's more than willing to bail her husband. Husband had been in the lockup for 2 days. The court said, well, look, we can't verify your store, so we are not going to allow bail on that basis. She says, all right, I have a deed. She presents the deed to the prosecution, and the prosecution objects to bail on the ground that the deed was in her name and her husband's name. So it couldn't be that the man is being allowed to bail himself. In fact, there's no legal requirement. There's no legal prohibition against somebody bailing themselves. I mean, people get bail on their own recognizance all the time. But anyway, the prosecution objects, and the magistrate agreed with the objection. I tried to argue, well, look, she has an interest, at a minimum, a 50% interest in the property, and the property is valued well over $10,000, so she should be allowed to bail. The court disallowed the application that she could not use a property in which she has a 50% interest. Well, I thought about it and I asked the wife, do you have money? Actual cash? Wife says yes. So I said, why don't you go and get the bail amount and come back? Well, the court had before offered bail, a surety bail, where you come up and show that you have some property where that, you have a car, you have a house, you have lands, you have businesses that, so wife said yes, she rushed home, do what she had to do, went to the bank and came back with the requisite amount of money. So I said to the court, well, look, no, first I went to the prosecutor and said, my client is here with it, the amount of money, and the prosecutor thought about it and said, but no, the judge offered surety bail. So I said, well, if the surety is X amount and my client brings the actual cash equivalent of the surety, what would be the objection? She says, well, it's surety bail. She said maybe what she actually should have done was to go to the bank, get a printout of money in the bank that shows more than the surety, and bring that printout. So I said, well, that doesn't make sense, because she could show that amount of money and then go right back to the bank and take all of the money out. Anyway, I raised the question with the magistrate, and I was quite surprised that the magistrate didn't instinctively see what the point was. So the magistrate thought about it, recessed the court for a little bit, came back and accepted the bail. Now, as I said, people have bail as a matter of right. There's a constitutional provision which says that no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty, save as may be authorized by law. And they lay out a whole series of things where you can be deprived of your liberty. I say that in the context of the fact that jail is not a nice place. I know people like to talk about, oh, you're gonna eat my tax money, because my tax money have to take care of you. But those are people who have never gone to jail. Jail is a horrible place. The houses at the police stations, the jail at the police station are horrible, horrible places. They smell, they stink. You don't get air, proper air. So when you have somebody in there, you want to be sure that you get them in and get them out as soon as possible. Because if you are properly arrested, detained, charged, and convicted, you lose your liberty, but you don't lose all of your other human rights. But in this case, I thought the court and the prosecutor were a little slow to appreciate the fundamentals and unnecessarily carried on a process that should have been easily dealt with. The wife said, look, I have a store. She says, I understand if my husband don't come back, I will have to pay. I understand if I don't have money to pay, I may be imprisoned. I understand if I don't pay, they may sell my property. And all of those things were rejected. And I've always thought that if we are to have a good functioning democracy, apart from the fact that we would want to get the best government possible, I mean, in terms of elected parliamentarians, there's the real guardrails for a democracy. If I had a chance to establish a government, I would want to have a really, really strong attorney general, strong, has a profound understanding of the Constitution and the law, and is independent minded. I would want to have a strong director of public prosecution, clear understanding of the law and the Constitution, and is independent minded. I would want to have a strong, committed Commissioner of Police and Police High Command that have utmost respect for the law. Because I think those are the guardrails. So, for example, an Attorney General is supposed to tell the government, look, based on my understanding of the law, and here's case law to support what I am saying, we should not be doing this or we should not be doing that. DPP, same way. And I do believe that we do this country and the citizens of this country a disservice when we don't have very, very strong, very experienced magistrates. Why do I say this? About 90% or 90% plus of all of the cases that come before the court are decided at the magistrate level. And if we don't have strong magistrates, clear-headed magistrates, independent-minded magistrates, and I'm not saying that our set of magistrates are not strong and have a commitment to the Constitution. I think in some cases, some of our magistrates are very tentative. And that's part because I think that they are so junior. They don't have the experience and are rather tentative. But we need that. We need, there was a magistrate here called Simone Sherman. We need a magistrates in her mold. There was a magistrate called Paula David. She now practices at Saunders and Huggins. We need a magistrate in her mold. A lot of people didn't know, and I didn't even remember this until I was at court and we were having a conversation recently. And it came up that when DPP Gaspard took the position to bring serious criminal charges against a former superintendent of prisons, and the government pushed back because the government wanted to do a coroner's inquest, and Gaspard said, well, you could do a coroner's inquest if you want, but I know I'm going to charge this man for, I think he was charged, I think for murder or for manslaughter. The government didn't like that, and then soon Gaspard was forced to leave. His contract wasn't renewed, and Gaspard went on to be, Gaspard, a Trinidadian, went on to be the director of public prosecution in Trinidad for many, many years. But what I didn't know is that as a matter of principle, Paula David, who was a magistrate at the time, left in solidarity with Gaspard. That's the kind of magistrate we want. And then you want magistrates in the mold like Sonia Young, who is now a judge. Last thing I heard is that she was a judge in BVI. She was in Belize, and then I think she went to BVI. I'm not sure where she is now. You want to have strong magistrates who can seriously have an appreciation for the law and do the law, defend the law, respect the law, and do it without fear or favor. Because if we have a society like that, we would know that we're building a foundation of a really, really good society. Because ordinary people, poor people who invariably come before the criminal justice system need to know that a court of law is the safest place anybody can be. And a lot of times when I go to court in St. Vincent, it is not hospitable. I've seen a judge harass a young man, for saying he wanted to take a break to go to urinate. Judge told him, but all of us came in here, and you should have gone to the bathroom before you came in to sit in the accused man's box, as if all of us have the same bladder strength. You know, it's the kind of foolishness that I've seen in these courts here and in the United States. You wonder whether these people swear to uphold the Constitution. So I just wanted to put that out there so that people can get a feel for a little of what's happening in our courts and what we need to do to strengthen the judiciary in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's my take for this morning, Fugi.
Thank you, Counsel. Until
we meet again.
All right, then. All right, let's go to the top, and we cross over inside 8 o'clock.
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now for my players.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone could put fire back in the soul.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 106.9. Don't just hear the Fed, be the Fed.
I don't wanna waste your time, and I don't want you to waste mine no more. I don't want to waste your time, girl. Don't want you to waste mine. Getting tired of the games, and it's time we make a change. Remember, life is getting shorter. I know I caused you plenty pain. Because of that, you did the same. Now I can't take it no longer. So I'm ready, ready without distraction, ready for your reaction, ready to give it all, baby. I'm ready, ready for reconnection, ready for this salvation. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't wanna waste your time, baby, and I don't want you to waste mine. So let me know, I don't wanna waste your time, baby, and I don't want you to waste mine. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste mine. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste mine. No.
I will never lose. You can't use me nor abuse me. I will never lose. You can't control me, but you can hold me. Nobody to hold me back no more. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. Nobody to hold me back no more. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. No owner. No owner. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. No owner. No owner. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. When me alone, I don't want to do a soul. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. When the wine is me alone, I don't want to do a soul. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. Don't get confused. The truth is, I choose me. You never knew your duty, so you lose me.
It's been a while since I go and take a line, drink a rum to clear me mind, and it has been so long. Still young and in my prime, but I losing plenty time. That's why I can't wait to the beat of the rhythm drop, and the girl them winding up non-stop on the road. I out on the road, masquerade has bumped
stress away. I just wanna wine, 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 wine. I want fat, my stress away. My stress away.
And good morning, Ann. I'm getting the impression that you're just joining us. Oh, well, yeah, there it is. I'm late. OMG, OMG, and you're late. That don't usually happen. What's up? You good? Talk to me, Ann. You good? And you're not usually late. You know, we have to pay attention to telltale signs, huh? If you're going through stress and say you're going through stress, we're here. One family.
And now coming out of Shibonka.
Morning. Welcome aboard. Shout out to Doug as well, Ronald. Yeah. Okay, good. And it's good. Rosemary's in from the get-go. Big up, Rosemary. Now, okay, so you just heard from... Oh, even before we go there, we should be joined by Chef Jen. Yeah, that's a name that if you don't know Chef Jen or the name, you will have to familiarize yourself. We're going to go ahead and get you familiarized with the name. She is a culinary trailblazer, so to speak, who has made it, or her seasoning has made it onto the shelves of Walmart across North America. Probably not all just yet, but she's been breaking grounds. So we'll be chit-chatting with her for a little bit. Somebody's calling. Good morning.
Fugi.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Shady. How are you doing?
Welcome. What's up?
Yeah. I don't know if you all are aware, but sometimes during the presentation, it be happening for a while now, during the presentation, like from Jomo Mr. Weeks, etc., it will just cut out. At the radio segment, we just cut out, you hear nothing for a while, it just go blank, and then when they pop back in further down the presentation, because apparently they don't know that it has stopped, so they continue speaking. So I don't know if it's something that you knew about, so I thought I'd just bring it to your attention so you could check it out.
No, we're not aware. What medium would you use to listen?
On the radio, it's on the radio.
On the radio, on the 1069.
1069, yeah.
Okay, so we'll check it out.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks much.
Blessings.
All right, then, good. Anyone else, you could hit us up and let us know, all right? Okay, so we'll be chit-chatting with Chef Jen in a little bit. All right? So stay tuned for that. No, Raga Soca Monarch, like I was saying, you just heard from Gio. He made it to the Raga Soca finals and the Power Soca finals. Before Gio heard from Angie Meyer, no owner, she is also in the finals, both finals. Somebody else is trying to get inside. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
You see what Cantamelius just said? It's not just the radio, it does it on the internet too.
Okay, so we'll keep note of that. And I'm certain that the technicians, they're listening, so they would look into it. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
All right, then, good. All right. Yeah, somebody else is saying the same thing. All right. So, Mario, you're going to have to come and see what's up, see what's wrong. You don't want anybody to be missing a beat at all. Every second counts and boom, Mario. Fix it. Let's go. Okay, so the finalists, Raga Soca category. What is your take? I see some people, Shortmus. If you're still there, I would like for you to chime in, Shortmus. You can let me know. I'm not seeing some names that I thought would have made it. You could hit me up and let me know how you feel about the picks, the finals. The finalists, Raga Soca and Power Soca. So, Raga Soca, we have Bongo Prime with Mardi Gras, Sora with Fetting, Dimes and the Pixel, Don't Hold Me Back, Angie Meyer, No Owner, Zeron with Vacation, Morales with Sideman, Diffusion with Mission, Gio, Give Me That Wine Day, Fireman with Mash Me Up, and Madzak with Rain, and Picos with Looking for Sober. The reserve there is Chuali with Feeling for Liquor. What's your take on it? Hit me up and let me know. I see some responses coming inside already. Alright, what is it you didn't get, Jam Buns? What is it? What is it you did not get, Jam Buns? Power Soca. We have Bongo Prime with Maddest Place on Earth. We have El Punk with Love You Bad. Hans Sean Party like we. Oh, I must mention that Hans is the reigning Raga Soca. He will be defending the Raga Soca Monarch title, alright? Continuing with the Power Soca list. Fire Empress Acrobat. Show me. Angie Maya with Curry. Sarah and Gio with Shellings. J. Still more Spy Out with No Sleeping. Chow Minister Can't Bowl Me. Kelly J with Start Again. Magical with Count Your Days, Dimes on the Pixel, No Cap. And the reserve is Lexi. A lot of people upset that they put Lexi on reserve. Oh God. Encourage the youths. They say, oh God, not because she's young, you're going to do shit show. That's what they say. That's not me. That's what they say. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, welcome.
Oh, this is Sappy speaking here.
This is who?
Sappy.
Sappy, what's up, Sappy?
I am a man like Raga and Soca as usual. I don't miss no California. But this day, they get Omi. You know Omi?
Omi?
Omi is one of the baddest Raga. And the people out the semi-final.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see Omi on the listen show.
Even nice Soca, Omi. They keep out the Soca too. I don't know who doing the picking of the
semi-final. The judges, we are well-esteemed judges as well.
Yeah, but I watch it live on Sunday, right? And some of them people were picked for the Soca and the Raga. They never reached in front of Omi. Well, I saw Omi at it.
Who you think didn't deserve to be there? Don't deserve a place.
The last two people, that lady and a man. A lady being I don't know their name. Jessica in the Soca.
Power Soca?
Yeah, lady and a man. I think they sing second to last.
Who dress up like Indian? That more than probably Angie. Can't be Angie you're talking about with Curry?
No, not Curry, man. Curry, no.
Oh. So who else?
A lady and a man sing second to last in the poker thing before the last one. Like one a bathing thing there.
Oh, well, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Couple of them fellas who sing, explain so they show me that.
Alright, okay. Alright then, okay. Who else wanna get inside? Good morning. Alright, no problem. Let me see. I see some coming inside. I must say I am facing depression for Lexi. Seems as if Lexi parents are, no politics in it. No politics in it, man. Oh, no politics in that. Nah, no politics. No, oh, God. Morning.
Fugi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me tell you something, I think sometimes some of these soca artists wait until the last minute to drop this song. I know sometimes you try to...
Yes, and we spoke about that last week.
Because hey, what is that mean? I'm hearing some of these names, but I don't even know them. I have not heard their song. You know? So if these songs could be played and you could get a chance to know it, it might build up vibes for people to turn out and hear them in live performance. The radio stations need to do a little better where that's concerned. Take, for example, I listen to Calypso. Calypso is my thing, And I listen to a particular radio station, Fugi. And they had a particular show on Saturday night. And they played all the semi-finalists for the Calypso, except Abijah and we named it, Mr. Mandia. We know what you mean. Zionite. Except Abijah and Zionite. And I'm saying that is important because Abijah's. I call the station and ask them if Abijah and Zionite songs are banned. The announcer said he don't know. You gotta check. They were never played. I've never heard them play those two songs on that station.
No, that is politics. That is
real politics. Real, and I am sure that whatever they do there ain't come from the higher ups, It's somebody who in a little managerial position decided they want them to play.
You see those two songs?
Yeah.
Those two songs, that song there, especially that one, that airplane here.
No, sir. But that is ridiculous, though. Yeah, but if they could bring up...
How you feel about the picks, though? I mean...
Well, I'm soca, to tell you the honest truth, soca monarch and raga not really. They might think kettle of fish per se. Calypso is my thing, right? I love the calypso, and I will listen to the calypso that follow calypso religiously. I'll pick up on the soca and the raga, but I've not heard very much of them. I have not heard very much of them.
We can do better. And there's a lot of them, a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I know. Better. Yeah, all right.
Okay then, my buddy. Doug, you can call back now, Doug. Antonio, don't mind me, Doug. Yeah, I know. Don't mind me. Rosemary say it's not because she's young. I don't know. I can't say. I know from the performance I saw some difficulties. Not too sure what caused it. You know, I can't speak to it, but there was some difficulties. She experienced some difficulties while on stage. Not too sure if she was marked down because of that. All right, let me take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Listen, I think you should encourage the youths of this of St. Vincent the Grenadines when they're doing their best, and they're showing the other youths that, listen, there's a different way that we could go, especially in sports and culture, and this is culture we're talking about. So I think some of them people who get picked, they should have put some, that young girl should have get picked in that, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
But based on the age, because she's young or because she delivered? She met the judge's expectation.
Yeah. Well, I think she make my expectation. If I had a judge...
But you ain't one of the judges.
Yeah.
Right, but I get you.
Yeah, you gotta encourage the youth. And because, you know, we got so much youth who is gone on the other side, the majority gone on the other side, and those are who getting all the blow-ups in the negative. We gotta help these positive to show the other youth, well, listen, man.
Definitely,
we have our people. But listen to me, brother. Mr. Hamilton keep saying about Israel is the chosen people. And I got a problem with that. Not only Mr. Hamilton said publicly, but a lot of people, a lot of Christians, and a lot of Bible carrying people, and a lot of church goers. I didn't say Christians. I say a lot of church goers. They're talking about Israel is the chosen people, and Israel this and Israel that. Listen, my brother. How you could got chosen people who slaughtering people left, right, and center?
Yeah, that can't be of God.
Look what they did to the people of Gaza.
All right.
Look what they did to the people of Gaza alone. Let me just look at that alone. Gaza, choke them off. Imagine that. You're starving them. Not even water they allowing in for them to drink.
Yeah. I mean, the cutting off of the aid, the supplies going in and all.
Yeah, but not even serve the food. Basic water and sanitation. And sanitation they cut off from the people. And you call them the chosen people? Man, listen, I want the devil to choose me. Because if that's the God I have to serve, I don't want to serve him.
Yeah, it is conflicting. It is conflicting. All right then.
Leave it at that. All right.
All right then, my buddy. Okay. Now, maybe that is why I may never make it on to sit on one of the panels as a judge. Because business-wise, there might have been one or two technicalities. And I'm hoping that she wasn't marked down because of the technicalities. Right? Like Doc said, you see the part where it speaks to encouraging the youths positively, because we have other youngsters with music in the competition, but you get that they go in a particular direction in terms of the message, in terms of the topic. You didn't get that from Lexi. I mean, you would be amazed that, hey, you know, you could actually sing about this. And she found like age appropriate lyrics. You understand that is fitting for her age, and she delivered. And she was able to deliver. I saw somebody saying, you know, maybe encourage her to push more for junior Soca Monarch and then move up. But if she is able to do so at this level, then leave her be. It will, in my view, serve as encouragement to the youngsters. Business-wise as well, I could bet my last dollar that the whole country, especially over the river, would have been coming down to Victoria Park on July 5th inside Soca Monarch just to represent for Lexi. So I would have also made a business decision. But like I said, maybe that is why. Well, heck, I'm not even in there as a DJ. Much more a judge.
You saying that is politics?
Shady, leave me alone. You ain't drying me out this morning. But of course it's politics. Of course it's politics, and it's been going on for years. So of course it's politics. But I ain't going down that road with anybody. Good morning. Who's that?
Yes, good morning. Just can be brief.
Well, okay, Tanti. Well, welcome. I haven't heard you in a good while though. How are you doing?
Well, situation beyond my control. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Wonderful.
Give thanks for life, Tanti. Welcome. Oh my God. I'm so happy to hear from you.
Yes.
But go ahead with your contribution.
So you're doing some work, but this man just speak about Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't encourage anybody before they have to, target Israel. Read the word of God. And you can find it in Ezekiel chapter from 37, 38, 39, where he will tell you about Israel. What is going on now. So before you go talk about Israel, read the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can check in Psalms 83 what is taking place, the name of the city and the country between Israel and the other nation that's fighting and so on. Read Psalms 83. And I will tell anybody, Israel is a chosen nation. That's why it said, prefer Israel. And when you prefer Israel, you could be blessed. Israel belongs to God, and therefore.
But you see, the thing is,
it's talking about the killing and so on. Read the word of God, but I can't explain that not the Bible time.
Mm-hmm.
You bring the word of God before you can talk about this.
Okay.
What happened is by the fulfilling, it must take place. Remember quickly, in the old time days, and they used to have war, and they used to have.
But you get the impression that it's the same Israel that they're speaking of, the Israel of today. The Israel of today versus the Israel of the biblical days?
Yes, go quickly as saying, when you read what they did, when you read from Isaiah, I think it's 37, 38. For what happening now?
But whether you read it, but what I'm saying, whether you read it or not, you can't say to me that all this. I could understand if there's a purpose behind it, but where innocent lives are being affected by it, for what reason? Where innocent kids are dying because of this. It cannot. I don't need. Yes,
everything right now.
But what I'm saying, Tanti.
I'm asking the listen audience and everybody. Go and read.
Yes.
Ezekiel chapter That's how you get the understanding of the Bible what's taking place.
Okay.
Whatever taking place in this world today is by the fulfillment. Ezekiel 37.
So it's for the fulfillment of prophecy.
It's fulfillment of prophecy taking place.
Okay.
And also, what happening between Israel and that same country, you can find it in Psalms 83. When all the nation with that same what the place name now decide that they're going to wipe out Israel. They want to wipe out Israel after now. And it's for today. God bless you.
Okay then, thanks. All right then, good. Jeez. I have so many questions that I want to ask. I think Pastor will be in today, right, Shady?
Yeah, sure.
I think Pastor might have to do an open session where we can call and drill him for a little bit, because my God, I am even tempted to say the God of Israel. Max, what's going on, my buddy?
Morning. I love Tanti, but Tanti wrong this morning.
Yeah.
Because the Israel of today was founded in 1948. Tanti, that mean like me could come in your house, Tanti, and change my name from Max Walker to Israel.
It's the year I
and
was
people
there.
Supposed to pay for me.
It's the year. I know it was 1940 something. It's actually tax. I was trying to tax my brains to try and remember.
Yeah.
1940.
No, I couldn't remember, but I had to Google it too, because the Israel of today, these people create a religion. These people plagiarize the Bible. These people willfully omit books out of the Bible and give it to the slave and say, read that. And now the slaves are reading the regurgitated version of the original Ethiopian Orthodox Bible. That way we have to look into the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, the original version. Some of it is in Hebrew. Matter of fact, some of the words that we use today don't even exist. They don't even exist in the Hebrew version. So when we regurgitate certain things and we say, okay, Israel is the chosen people. God love everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Israelite chosen people. That mean nothing. So if me change my name and me come to Boom FM this morning and decide me want to violate Fugi and Shady, you go pray for me because my name Israel. You see how that sound?
Listen, I am seeing those who are for it, and I am seeing those who are against it. Masai, Masai, Maisie. Yeah, I know who
Masai.
Yeah,
Joanza. He named Joanza and me virgin and me and he go together.
I know exactly who she is. I know who she is. I mean,
he, Mazaya man.
No, not Mazaya. No, he was making a comment there. I know exactly who she is. I visited her and all that already. That's why I refer to her as that. I don't agree with what she's saying though.
Also, I wanna beg up me teacher Sian Marshall this morning. I'm glad how he made the comparison with Trump and Ralph, because he said how Hamo I defend Trump, but you condemn Ralph. How I defend Ralph and I condemn Trump? Big up Sian Marshall one time. I love you, my brother. You don't know how you do.
Alright,
yeah, man.
Okay, good stuff. Alright. Jeez. Now everything good. We're gonna pay some bills. We had a heavy downpour just a while ago, so maybe that threw off the arrival of Chef Jen. Let me make a follow-up and see what's up in that regard. We pay some bills in the meantime, and when we come back, we take some more of your calls for and against. I am seeing them. Doug, hold on. Doug, when we come back from the break, Doug. No, we're not attacking anybody. You share your views and you listen to the opposing views, all right? Please and thanks. When we come back, I'm saying the for and I'm saying the against. When we come back, we'll take some calls.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Don't got no money back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we telling all
Boom 1069.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government is called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Us at SVGBLA on Facebook or Instagram. Just book now.
Boomsy Mass. 3 times the Bacchanal.
It's Lexi. That's very not mindful. By the time I wake up, there's rhythm in my head. So I looking for my speaker to play it from my bed. Then I realized it was nowhere to be found. I said, where's this?
Ready to go back on the inside. Oh my God, I think we open up a can of worms. But somebody else was saying that hold on, let me pull it up quickly. Fugi, I honestly believe something went wrong in regards to Lexi not being picked for the finals. I can't say what it is. I can't say what it is. I am of the view that whatever technicalities were faced, I don't think it was cheating either. Oh God, don't say cheating now, man. Don't say cheating. I don't think it was that. 1 second. was just getting an update, so I'll share that in a little bit. All right, but no. Rosemary, oh God, I will not enter cheating as part of the conversation. Please, let's not do that. I don't think. Listen, I can't even, looking at the finalists, I can't even say which of the artists do not deserve a spot inside there. All right, so maybe she lost 1 or 2 points. Like I said, I wasn't there. I can't say the issues came from whether it is her side or from the technical side. I cannot say. All right, it's unfortunate that she did not make it. I also said, listen, if it was up to me, I wasn't concerned about whatever technicalities. One, I wanted to encourage the youngsters of 4 age, the adolescent age range, and bringing out the whole OTR, the countryside. I would have taken that stance and went ahead and closed my eyes, and if I had to close my eyes. But on what persons are saying, I mean, these things don't happen. And she has a bright future ahead of her as well. So, but cheating, I don't see that. So that's one. No! Back to the scripture. Hey! Now, all I'm saying, somebody say, Fugi, listen, Fugi, listen. Oh wait, I didn't. I had to take it first, take the call first, and then carry up the volume. Right, there we go. My brother. Hello.
Yes. Fugi.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
My brother. Listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we gotta deal with reality for real and not deal with reality for fake and all this kind of thing. Now, back to the Bible. Now, if you get your King James version, and I want to get the red letter version, where the red letter means Jesus spoke these words and they put it in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Matthew chapter 10, verse 25 to 40, and see what it says. For all the Christians, I want them to read Matthew 10.
Your signal kind of
And
breaking
I
up.
will tell you something. They will be shocked to what Jesus said in that Bible. So, if we start to debate politics and Bible, we will never have any agreement on it. Because the church goers have theirs and the non-church goers have theirs. The politician, if you vote, if you're not into politics, you have yours, and if you're not into politics, you have yours. You will never get agreement on those two things. Have a blessed day, my brother.
All right, everybody. Politics and religion, the two most divisive, how do I put it? Makeup, structure, facet. Listen, when it comes to divisiveness, politics, and religion, hence the reason why you would always have more than one or several political parties. And that's why we have so many different versions of religions, with all varying types of interpretation of the same Bible or the same teachings. All I am saying, whether you read the King James Version or any other version, or you read the African or the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, or you read the missing books from the Gospel, or you read the missing books from the Psalms, my view, there is absolutely entities, and thank you, entities is the word I was looking for. There is absolutely nothing that could say to me that all that is happening, that all that Israel has done in the past recent years and continue to do up to today, up to 12 days ago, there is nothing that you could say to me that would convince me that this is of God. And this is where the division would come in, because I am tempted to say this cannot be anything to do with the God that I know. And then you would tell me about the God that you know. So if you're saying we're serving the same God, but your God is in agreement to what is happening, and the God that I know, which is supposed to be the same God, it cannot be of God, then I am at a loss, and I am certain that other persons who didn't grow up in church would be far more down the trenches than I am. I mean, look at all the innocent lives, especially the kids. Medical supplies, aid, food, water, and all these things are being cut off because you're fighting on behalf of God. I ain't seeing it. I am not. You can't convince me. Probably I can't convince you either. So I would go ahead and start my own religion, and you go ahead and you start your own religion, and everybody go their own way. Cause okay, who wanna call? Who wanna get inside? Talk to me. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me see. Somebody says, where is it? In response to what Tanti shared earlier, and well, Tanti is what I usually would call her from since years gone by. Good morning, caller. I'll go back to that.
Grand Rising. Now, let me first say, the original people of Israel is black people. Mm-hmm. We were being chased out of the land. The people who are there now are occupiers. You know, I gonna say something.
The people who are there now are what?
Occupiers. Them occupying the land. Them is robbers.
Occupiers, right.
Yes. Them is robbers. Let me say something, and people won't really get upset now. You know, Hitler had a real vision of the future. Yeah, Hitler had a vision of the future. The Jews is what had the wall. So today, everything that is going on in the world wrong today is the said Jews that we're talking about. But some people who are turning it into religion and this, you could tell me your own understanding. A man don't want a plane. You flying plane over. You flying drone now. You have missile thing done. The people them are gone. And as you will see a little shop and bomb. And you dropping bomb on those people for years, over 50, 60 years now. Where is the United Nations? Why the United Nations cannot do nothing? Why? But if it's somewhere else part of the world now where them is being thing, you go hear who is terrorist, you go hear who is this, you go hear who is that. Man, wake up. Come on, it's wicked and evil.
Okay then, my buddy. Alright. Keep it short, please, and thanks. Keep it short, please, and thanks. Somebody say Fugi Rastafari is the way, you know. Rastafari is the way. You realize you don't get them kind of bacchanal with Rastafari? Joe! Hey! You realize you don't get all these bacchanal with Rastafari? Come on, man. Let me see. Some more coming inside. Some more coming inside. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So I was sharing this one. Jusika, give me a quick minute. Let me just share this, please and thanks. She's not lying. The Muslims said it. Their goal is to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. They were descendants of the older Israeli that were scattered all over the world when the temple was destroyed. Jews come in all colors. Of Max looking at it, and the way in which Max looking at it, he is wrong. We have people here who are descendants of Jews, And they're not necessarily black like me, but they are keeping their mouth closed. Caller on the direct line, hold for a second. Am I getting Truth Seeker? Truth Seeker, you in? Are you out? You gotta know what it's all about. Like berries. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Yes, sir.
You know, Israel, as we know it, was formed in 1948.
The present one.
Yeah.
The new Israel.
The new Israel. But you know, a lot of people are mistaking the biblical Israel.
That is
Israel
the point I'm making, my brother. That is it. That is it.
Israel today. Also, in 1943, 44, 45, the world came together to help these people from what Hitler was doing to them. And now the former state, these Zionists in former state, you know what they're doing? The same thing that Hitler did to them. They're doing it to the Palestinians. And what they want to do? Watch.
My brother.
Watch and do nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And these people are not even Israelites. They're Khazars. They're Ashkenazi Jew. They're converts. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. Have a good day.
All right then, my buddy. Who else want to get inside? Who else want to chime in for a little bit? We have a few minutes. We go up until 9 o'clock and then we cross over. I have one or two other things I want to share with you. So, unfortunately, we will postpone the interview with Chef Jen for today. Hopefully, by the will of God, my God, and your God, if it's not the God that's bombing innocent people, that God there, all being well and it being the will of the Almighty, tomorrow morning, Chef Jen will be inside with us. Alright? Woe be unto those who say they are Israel, but they are of the synagogues of Satan. I'll share some more. Good morning, caller. Who is inside? Truth Seeker, you can start dialing now, Truth Seeker. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's all right if you want to be upset with me. That is all well and good, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, what kills people? Gun or people?
People with guns kill people. And knives and bombs.
Right. Okay, you understand I'm going there. Mm-hmm. So those are the weapons used to kill people. Knives, guns, bombs, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting it in this context. Religion and politics are the weapons that have been used to divide people. Mm-hmm. To divide people. They use religion and they use politics to divide people. Politics, in of itself, is not the divisive.
Right.
It's people
that use
politics. Those weapons. Yeah, they use them as weapons. Mm-hmm.
I get
to divide. Yeah. That's why I started the guns and knife thing, because put a gun down on the ground, they can't kill nobody just like that.
Right.
You have to pick it up, load it, and aim it and fire it. Put a knife on the ground there, it is useless. You have to pick it up, use it on somebody. Similarly, that's how I feel. They use the religion and politics as a weapon. They're a weapon of mass division, I would say.
Okay then, my buddy.
That's how I put it.
Alright, thank you very much for sharing. Who else wanna get inside? Hit us up and let us know. What's your take on it? Israel today or Israel of yesteryear? Which one of them is of God? Which one of the Israel you're standing with? Hit us up and let me see. There's a. Should I run the wrist? Let me see.
Well, Fugi, greetings.
Well,
but they had the whole thing wrong too, because if you go back to the story where the God in the Bible had talked about before Jacob became Israel and having his 12 children, the 12 tribes of Israel. We have to remember that it was no land that God had promised them. This God never promised them no land. he promised them for making them his chosen people. That is what it was, the chosen people. They had nothing for doing no land. So this war we're going on here, this genocide, I should say we're going on here with Israel and Gaza. All them things there is ways of manipulating people's minds, creating fear, running people innocently off their own land, our lands, because the land technically ain't belong to none of them. All of them migrate there, who ain't get enslaved and get carried there. You know, but they need to go back and read back the story. I can't remember which part of the Bible. I think it's Deuteronomy. I can't remember, but let them read back the story when my boy did fight with God and did beat God. Yeah, you understand? And the whole story from Jacob when he became Israel. You understand?
Getting ready to shut it down. Let me take one. All right then. There we go. My brother, welcome.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Doing,
I'm
good.
Oh my God, I'm in a quagmire right now, my brother.
I do not envy you, but I respect you for that, for what you do.
between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I'm torn between gods right now.
What won't we do for the love of country, and love of people? Good morning, Shady. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Shady, step out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a brief contribution. I am one of those who soundly, wrongly reject the whole idea of a chosen people.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Christian, a believer, and I believe that once you give your life to Christ, you become God's chosen.
Right.
Doesn't matter what race or ethnicity you are. But in terms of what's happening in Israel, I'll bring your attention to 1948, a man by the name of Albert Einstein, one of the most famous Jews that ever lived, joined together with several Jews living in the United States and wrote a letter to the New York Times. And he decried the rise of fascism in Israel. And the gist of it, Fugi and listeners, is that what is playing out today was Einstein's nightmare, because what Einstein was arguing is what was done to the Jews under Nazi Germany, the Jews are doing the same thing to the Palestinians. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we have to take a humanitarian stance on this, we have to call a spade a spade. We have to call wrong. And what is being done to the Palestinian people is an overt act of genocide. No questions about it. So this is, in a nutshell, my perspective about what's happening in the region. Israel is asserting its power as some sort of regional hegemon.
That's all I see.
That's all that
That's
we see.
all I see.
And Bible people, you have a lot of people, jumping on the Bible and so on and so forth. But God is a God of love. God is a God of peace. God is a God of charity. You have people lining up to get food, hungry people, and they're being murdered. That cannot be God.
That can't be God. Not the God that I know, brethren. It can't be. That's all I'm saying.
No. So Fugi, that's in a nutshell. I know we have just a little bit of time, but that's pretty much in a nutshell what I wanted to say.
Thank you, my brother.
Issue, but
in the simplest of ways, I share the same view.
Thank you.
Humbly share the same view. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, my brother. Have a good one.
Okay.
All right, then. It's 9 o'clock. Let's shut this down now. We cross over inside the final hour.
The time is 9 a.m. This time check is brought to you by Simply Natural Coconut Oil. Proudly distributed by Fazy Trading, SVG Limited.
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now for my play.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone can put fire back in the city.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 1069. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
When you're looking back and you're looking at me, oh gosh, girl, I'm waving up, she's tsunami. But when it come to set, girl, me no laugh, you know. And when it come to walk, girl, me no laugh, you know. When it come to bend, girl, me no laugh. Walk, girl, me no laugh. Walk, girl, me no laugh, you know. This situation serious, no cap. When you're winding up and you're pushing on me, sober. When you're looking back and you're looking at me, oh gosh, watch that girl waving up, she's tsunami. People so fat, oh god. You born with all of that. How you managing with all of that? When you fling it on it, you're bad. Have me leaning on it, so red. Spread the team. Young woman a big head, I looking a quick head. I winding on top this girl up in there like a sick head. She winding up on it wicked. She bending like a pin. She tell me after the cruising run the pass. Spread the team. Serious, no cap. When you're winding up and you're pushing on me, sober. When you're looking back and you're looking on me, oh gosh, watch that girl waving up, she's tsunami. People so far with us, spread the team. When I reach down to my friends inside the party like a big pen, let me say, where the muck? Where the muck I see in there? Where the muck? Show me, let me jump up in there. Where the muck? Where the muck I see in there? Where the muck? Now everybody I said it, come and jump up in it. I said it, jump up in it. Show me, let me jump up in it. Come, jump up in it. Jump up in it. Jump up in it. I said me head bad and I still getting on. Say me head bad, I need to stop me head bad. Let go me cup, me head bad and I still getting on. Say me head bad, I need to stop me head bad. I said not talking. How bad is it? Really bad. How bad is it? Bad. The alcoholic level, so I need me rum card. How bad is it? Really bad. How bad is it? Bad. The alcoholic level, so I need me rum card. Who forgot the rum? Who forgot the rum, dog? Who forgot the rum? Who forgot the rum, dog? Who forgot the rum? Who forgot the rum, dog? Who forgot the rum? Who forgot the rum, dog? Danny forgot the rum. Danny forgot the rum, dog. Joke forgot the rum. Wetty forgot the rum, dog. Nanny forgot the rum. Danny forgot the rum, dog. Joke forgot the rum. No sleeping, no sleep. No sleeping, no sleep. Party time, get up, get up. Party time, get up, get up. No sleeping, no sleep. No sleeping, no sleep. Party time, get up, get up. Party time, get up, get up. I say no sleeping, it's rum and y'all for the weekend. Molly told me a demon, watch me in at the party. Head gone, now it's real thing, yo voltage, yo boxer. Give me shot at a speedy, energy so no sleeping. The energy. Party them get up. Party them get up, get up. Party them get up. Wake up, wake up. There we go, there we go now.
As the sun rises, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
A blessing.
It's a blessing, yeah.
No carnival, no more stress.
We don't wanna stress,
No.
we just wanna be free.
People from everywhere, glad to be here. Nothing compared
They don't party like we. 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 So come let we touch on the road, mama. Touch on the road. Jump on the road, mama. Jump on the road. Jump on the road, mama. Jump on the road. Cause they don't party like. Show them we super, super. We super power. Show them we super, super. Super K. Oh la la, oh la la, yeah. Oh, problem in the stadium. I'm on the soul defense and shake it down. Come now we show them what we done. Yes. Them should rank with Mary son. Watch how the crowd a bounce.
I think I'm putting my money on this one for Soca Monarch. No, this is magical. Former Soca Monarch. Yeah. It's gonna be an energetic night inside Victoria Park, July 5th. Soca Monarch night ain't no joke night. All the crews gonna be coming, all the communities will be representing down inside there. Listen, which artist you backing? Who will be taking home the crown come Soca Monarch night? We gonna find out. We gonna find out. Now, I'm gonna end it there with the old Israel, new Israel. I don't know. Maybe Pastor might give his 2 cents. Or maybe bring a whole piggy bank to the discussion. Not too sure. I guess we'll wait and see. But I think we could end that there. I wanted to go in on something else. All right. I am seeing more and more people complaining about them not being paid. Homeowners, property owners, right? Complaining about them not being paid for the past just about 3 months. Persons who are housing, those persons who were displaced from Hurricane Beryl, from the southern, displaced by the passage, following the passage of Hurricane Beryl from southern Grenadines. All right, and I am certain that I touched on that some weeks ago. All right. And I know, like, for example, Leon would like to say, well, Fugi, you know, if you don't know, you could call them and find out. Darren as well would want to say, call and find out. I remember very early last time I called and find out the kind of around the bushes that I got. But they knew that I called and why I was calling, and soon after, I think it was the following day, it was the beer that would have been rectified. So here we are. More and more persons are complaining that they haven't been paid since March. Right? The rent supposed to be paid by the government. They haven't been paid that for 3 months. I mean, the first thing that I would pay attention to is the embarrassment that comes with it for the persons who are housed at the various facilities or the various homes or apartment buildings. Because it will be an embarrassing situation. The fact that the homeowners, you know, the landlords would have to come to you as tenants and relate to you well, you know, I mean, even though they would know, there would be the understanding that it is the government who is responsible, but I am certain that there are homeowners, property owners who would share and who would have the conversation, I guess maybe with the intention indirectly to put you on guard that maybe you might be served a notice sometime soon if the government fail to pay. And that is understandable. It is a business. It is unfortunate, but it is a business. And pay attention to the fact that around this time of year is when most of them would have been looking forward to eating a proper food, all the foreigners coming in, and they in past years would have made a pretty good money during the carnival season, summer, going up the road. So they were, I am certain that their persons are regular customers from the past. I mean, they might have built up relationship. You know, so persons who are expected to return this year after last year, the year before that, and so on and so forth, because of maybe in hospitality that was provided. And now they're missing out on that. I mean, they give selflessly. I mean, it was a business arrangement, yes, but I'm certain more than anything else, they went into it with the agreement knowing that, well, boy, you put in the country first. I mean, there are persons who are in need of lodging or boarding, and you would give. I mean, there are some persons who might have been hesitant because they know the reality is the government does take long to pay. That's the reality. So there are some persons who might have refused from the get-go in fear of the situation arising, and here we are, present day. Again, 3 months going in and persons are not being paid, and it's about 3 persons now sharing the dissatisfaction. Good morning, caller.
Fugi.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Morning again. I sent you 3 things there, right? When you get a chance, watch them, then you could come back and talk.
Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna be today, though.
No, not today. Not today.
Okay.
You know, it's for educational purposes.
Okay, lovely.
Then you could weigh in. And whether the Israelis are God's chosen people. I mean, I don't. I know I offended people the other day, and I continue to believe what I believe. Because you can't tell me that God make everybody in his own image and like everybody and this and that, and next day telling me that he choose one over the rest. Nah, I believe in that. Nah. Can't tell me that story.
I hear you.
Watch them 3 things there, and then you can come back and talk.
All right. Okay,
let me just throw this out.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they eliminate certain books out of the Bible? Max talked about it this morning.
I don't know. I can't say.
There you go.
There you
go, buddy. All right.
All right then.
Food for thought.
All right then. Good. All right. Okay. Yeah. So why are we? Again, it is unfair. I'm tempted to say disrespectful. I mean, okay, so you might miss a month. All right, probably 2 months, but to be going in 3 months. There are the utility bills that have to be paid. There are those. There are, well, I mean, the little maintenance, because, you know, the wear and tear. There's some persons who might have been renting part-time, but the reality is it's going in a year now. About what, 2 weeks away? No, 2 weeks. 6 days, 8 days away. I would make it a year. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be happening. But why is it even happening though? Why is it that persons, the home owners, property owners, are not being paid the rent for persons who are being housed from the Southern Grenadines? Why is that even a situation? Good morning. Alright, I missed that one. Let me try this one. Good morning.
My brother.
What's up, my brother?
I'm good, man. Morning.
Welcome.
Shady morning. Boy, what? Here's some kind of discussions this morning, but
gotta keep the fire, you know.
Yeah, man.
When them labor friends I say keep the fire burning.
Keep the fire burning.
What's up?
No. I will just take maybe about a half a minute to talk about the Israel situation. All I'm going to say on this is, people need to stop using the Bible to justify nonsense. And if people really sit down and read the Bible, and especially you come to the New Covenant, you come to the New Testament and all of these things. Yes, we understand that there will be wars, rumors of wars, and so forth and so on. But show me where it says that God tell direct them to say go and fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is that when you sit down, and I you know what I want, and I wish with all my heart, is that some of these people who sit down and defending these things, I wish that they and their family could be on the receiving end of it, and let us see how much they will justify it and say it's God's will.
Be a different song sheet now.
Because, brother, when and a lot of these people don't sit down and read anything and read the history, the history of these regions and what happens in these things here. If they sit back and they look at the history of what these Zionists, these people are not Israelites, are the Jews that we know about. Call them what they are, the Zionists. And that is why you have so much laws put in place to protect them. And the last thing on this, the hypocrisy of so many of these people. It's mind-blowing, because the kind of things that these people defend, and I'm not anti-America, I'm not anti-Israel or anti-whoever. I'm just a person who look at things from a rational standpoint. And the issue is the kind of hypocrisy that these people defend. Because when I look at people now, and some of the things that they fight against, when I look at them now, oh, you want to kill Trump because Trump this, and Trump get into a war, and Trump can go bomb this and can go bomb that, and in a get thing from Congress and whatever else. Okay. But where was your voice when Obama and the rest of them were bombing Yemen?
Okay.
When they were bombing, when they go and they destroy Gaddafi. Where's your voice now that Trajo they over there trying to protect his country, but others want to go in to take what is his? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying, Fugi? So
are not of God.
But there's my point. Mm-hmm. So when you sit down and you watch children, you watch the same Netanyahu, why are they not saying and showing where the very Israelites in Israel are coming out in the millions and protesting Netanyahu and these wars that he's fighting? How come they're not talking about Netanyahu protecting his status? Because he know anytime he moves as prime minister, he's in trouble and he might end up in jail. When we talk about these things, but no, they don't know these things, because all they do, as usual, allow people to come with the religious nonsense to blind them. The very Israelites, people are in there protesting their government. Show these things, but no. And people don't understand that they've been programmed to think a certain way. But anyway, that's a story for a different. Anyway, back home.
Mm-hmm. Back home.
I listened to Sian this morning and I had to laugh. Sian really... Sian, my brother, Sian. Oh God, man, stop making it look like if me does abuse you, man. Now, when I heard Sian come this morning to try to defend that 1 percentage point that was put on to the custom duties here, which is actually a 20% increase, right? And I listened to him and I made some comments, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to justify the government almost year on year, after every election, they come and they put on an extra piece of pressure on the everyday life of Vincent Chan. Note I said on the everyday lives of Vincent Chan, and justify it and tie it up in, oh, we are being proactive. Why not be proactive and build the industries that will grow the economy and save the lives and livelihoods of the people? Now, all of a sudden, you're hearing about food security and food insecurity and support and so on, when it was this very government who say that agriculture, the very thing that is supposed to feed us and talk about food security, they said it was a time of the past, right in Parliament. Louis Straker, I will never forget that. Right in Parliament, they tell the people the time of agriculture is done. Now is the time for tourism. Eat the tourists of them now. and then turn around to say, oh, me shall close down sugar factory. Okay. Since 2005, they have been promising factories here in St. Vincent. We can't see the first one yet. 2011, it's about to come back and say they're going to do agro-processing plant because of the amount of wastage where they here. We're still waiting on that. So when these people come to talk about food security and the war and how we're going to impact us, I looked at a documentary some time ago where they were talking about World War One, and it was this lady. Oh gosh, I just follow her religious. Then I forgot her name now. From Africa, and she was saying in World War One, during the time of World War One, majority of the world did not feel the impact of World War One, and it's only a world war when it affects Europe and America. Now, the reason why nobody felt, because everybody was basically self-sufficient. You weren't depending on them for your food, you weren't depending, on all of these things. So basically everyone was self-sufficient. So it wasn't something that was felt. Until come forward now, where everybody know with all of these agreements and all of these things, and people putting all of the things into one set of people's hands to produce the food, and control the food. You see what I'm saying? So now everybody will feel when a war. So now it has actually become a world war, because when one poop, everybody feel it, and everybody smell. So
you know, I never looked at it in that way.
There you go. So the issue is when you are self-sufficient. Okay, we don't have oil, yes, but we have persons around the region who do.
Depend on.
You see what I'm saying? And then a point was made too, Fugi, on this program with you here about the whole thing of a one Caribbean or one black. But the issue is that all of these people's egos are so big, and our leaders are the problem,
Like, for example, CARICOM, you mean?
There you go. How long have we been talking about one Caribbean market and economy? How long have we been talking about CSME?
Since a small going Catholic school.
There you go. And up to today, we as a people can come together and say, all right, let we have one block. You could travel up and down as you feel like, and one passport. That one OECS passport that Chaston spoke about is one of the most powerful things. He and himself came here and said, and I agree with him on that point, that when you go into the UN and so forth, we can cause one voice.
Of course.
But the thing is that everybody, and we know, and he wouldn't want to say, but Ralph and all of them would not want, because everybody want to feel that they're the biggest. They have the most to say. They are the biggest intellectual. And that is the problem that we have.
But I think was it Skerritt who spoke about the need for divesting if you really need to truly go forward?
Yeah, I think it was Skerritt.
Yeah, there we go.
But the thing is at the end of the day, none of them want to be second. Everybody wants to be up there. You want to be the head.
And that is a major issue.
But that's the problem, Fugi. So with all of these things that are happening worldwide, if each country here has to depend on itself or try to make a deal, it can't work.
It will not work.
But and here's the thing on a Fugi, is that every single one of our Caribbean islands have something they could offer to the pot to make a whole. Because it's simple. One could say, okay, Trinidad, you could deal with the asphalt and stuff that we'll need for a road and the steel and whatever. St. Vincent, you could grow food. Barbados, you could deal with the poultry and whatever, and deal with pushing tourism. Antigua, you could, you know what I mean? And everybody brings something to the pot. And so when these external shocks come, the thing is we're going to be here as a block, feeding one another, helping one another. And then, what do you know? You will have outside sources come now and say, boy, we're going to need to trade with all you. Now we have a control over something.
Yeah, boy.
You know what I mean? But none of these people somehow, I don't see thinking along these lines. All they do is come with talking points, come with things to sound good. And that is all, it's only rhetoric. But none of them are trying to put any of these things in place. So every time they come and talk about food security, it does burn my soul. Because we could do it, we could get it done, but they're not putting the things in place. Have a good morning, buddy.
Okay. Pay some bills, and we come right back. All right, now, wait, Shady, before we go, there's somebody else, somebody says, don't tell me I miss it. Oh, Fugi, can you please send out an SOS on behalf of Marian House for us, please? We're in need of rent monies for what? 20, 23, 24, 20. Oh my God, why did this come in? Hold on, caller. 23, 24, 25, and have salaries and other things to be paid. And the government, they're still sending people there for services. I wonder if I call Marian House, they would be willing to give me better insight as to what's really going on there, boy. Because it's easy to say, well, boy, put this out there for me. This is what is happening, until it's time to speak up on your own behalf and say, well, boy, this is actual reality. When you say rent money is not being paid for 2023, 24, 25, salaries are not being paid, among other things. Listen now, man. I'll just try and store up some kind of answers. Alright. We missed that one. Let me see, somebody else trying to get in over here. When we come back. Shady, let's go when we come back.
St. Vincent, get ready to turn up the heat this Vincy Mass with rum and
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride, not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
The sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Boss, I'm not coming to work today. I can't see. No, nothing wrong with my eyes. I just can't see myself coming to work today. Thank you. In other words, I ain't not doing what today. Don't tell me about work, I out on the road today. Me and some pretty I out on the boat today. I don't care what time of day it is, I'm drinking rum today. Having fun today, yeah! Holiday, today is a holiday. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not going to work today. Holiday, today is a holiday. I don't care what nobody say.
I buy me ticket then hop on a plane and I take off. Soon as I land down, me and this rum bum to face off. Call up me gal cause I'm ready to take all this weight off. If you're looking for me then just know I'm on vacation. Been walking for so long and now I think it's my time to play. So please don't judge me if you see me acting that type of way. I'm here to do the most and act the fool, so please bear with me. I'm here for one reason and one reason alone. I come to fet, and in the air we jump and make a sweat. When the music play, I'm going to fet. And in the air we jump and make a sweat. Let's make a sweat.
This is Zeron. Zeron is in. Yeah. You heard him here on Friday. Yeah, Zeron is into the finals. The Raga Soca Monarch finals. Big ups to Zeron. Big up Union Island. Shady, you know, make no noise as well. Big up Union Island. Yeah, come on, man. Big up Zeron. Yeah. Now, Caleb was asking, you know, why you read that on the radio without doing your investigation first and consult Marian House. Very poor from Boom. Caleb, if there's one thing that you can take away from this morning when it comes to this hombre, if you hear I say it, if I put it out there, my brother, I have some form of information on it. I ain't going to jeopardize the reputation of the station. I ain't going to jeopardize my reputation. All I ask, I never said I didn't have information, you know. All I ask, I wonder if Marian House would be willing to come here and speak on their own behalf. That is it. All right? I could give you the information for when they were last paid in 2023, what payments they received for in 2025, how much they're being owed for 2024 and 2025, and back in 2023. I'm just saying. All right? But thanks for the concern. I see it as good looking out. I appreciate it. All right? Good looking out. Good stuff. We got Pastor coming up in 4 minutes. Tomorrow morning. Who knows? Tomorrow morning we might just hear from Marian House. Who knows? Maybe not. I'm just saying. As we wrap up. It is really unfortunate. It is really unfair. It is a sad situation for homeowners, the property owners, to be caught in this situation where they could have been making money. I mean, bills there to pay, food to buy, mouths to feed. 3 months is a lot, you know, for them not to be paid for the service that they have been providing. All right, and I am certain that in many cases they would go above and beyond to ensure that the tenants are comfortable. Just let's rectify it, please and thanks. I know the last time when we were at this juncture, the PM said that the monies, the funds that would come to deal with those payments was somewhat delayed. All right, and that was the cause of that then. Not too sure if it is delayed again. All right, not too sure if it is delayed again. I guess we await. I might probably attempt to call the relevant authorities again. Kind of feel like I'm in the mood to get run around the bushes for a little bit today. Yeah, I think I'm well rested. I could take a little run around, beating around the bushes today. So I might go ahead and call and see what I come up with. See what information they have to offer. But they should be paid. And save the embarrassment for the tenants. Oh God, don't put them through that. Some of them, the reality is they still don't have a home to go home to. What if the property owners decide that they're going to serve notice? That leaves them where? Let's avoid that situation, man. Let's be more proactive than this. Remember, it's carnivals. You think it's easy for a home owner to know they had the bank to pay, you know? Or whatever form of lending institution, that has to be paid. The mortgage still needs to be paid. And to know, well, boy, the monies that came via rent is what understandably would go to paying the mortgage or the loan. But if that ain't coming, you can't go to the bank and say, well, oh God, you know, people in the place, but the government now pay the money, so bear with me a little bit. It don't work like that. And then more than likely, if they fail to pay this month, they fail to pay next month, they fail to pay the other month, it means then that when they do get the money to pay, there might not be anything like in regards to profit remaining because interest might have gone on. And that leaves them where? Yeah, Caleb is asking, where did you get your information and has the information been verified? I got the information from the horse's mouth. You need evidence. Sometimes the way it works, Caleb, is if whosoever is in the wrong is for them to come and say, well, boy, the information that was shared is wrong. Now, so, or they could take the matter to court, I guess, for libel and slander. That's how it works, my brother. But I got the information just so that you can rest at ease. Be at ease for a little bit. I got the information from the horse's mouth. I shared what came in there by the live stream because I knew I had the information. So I went ahead and I read it anyway. Hope that would put that matter to rest now. But like I said, probably we may hear from them tomorrow. Or I might just get the information and I'll share it with you tomorrow. All right? Make sure you tune in and make sure you bring some friends when you come in tomorrow. Let's get ready. Pastor is backstage. Yes, Pastor is backstage. Let's do this. Shady, anytime you're ready.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Okay, that is up. Pastor, good morning. How are you doing?
Blessed morning to you.
Okay, hold on. I see you with your coffee trying to show up for me. Let me get my cup of coffee as well.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to Mr. Eddie Grandines. Good morning to all of the listeners on Boom. Whether you're Vincentian or you're just a lover of Boom, we're glad that you're still around.
And I love Boom, you know.
Yeah. Again, apologies that I missed a couple of my segments, obviously, unavoidably. I'm committed so that whenever I can, I'm on. But if I'm not on, it means that there is something else that is into that time slot. So thank you again for being patient and sticking around. I heard a discussion on I don't know. You had a discussion going on here this morning on Israel, and I think you invited me to weigh in.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we need clarity.
Yeah, I dare say.
And I'd love for you to speak from your position to bring some level of clarity to the confusion.
I think and the confusion will always be there because people want to voice opinions, and I mean that's okay. Nobody's stifling your opinion, but I think it would be really good if the opinions came from a place of sufficiency of information. Sometimes when perspectives are formed based on feelings rather than the sufficiency of information, we are going to get ourselves in muddy waters. Shady, if you can, somebody pull on the music for a bit. It's kind of loud.
We should be better, you know.
Yeah. So I prefer that if you ask me some questions, I might, if I am able to answer with information, I can. If I don't have the information, my thing is not to muddy the waters by coming on and saying a bunch of things. My thing is to try to clarify where, if there's a question and I can answer, I can answer. So I don't know if you had a particular question. I know I heard you say, "Boy, I can't wait until Pastor come on this morning. I have some things I would like to find out." So what it is you want?
In a nutshell, from my own perspective, the stance that I am taking, I just cannot see. All right, what's happening with all that's happening with Israel today, the Israel that we know of today, from all that we're seeing, all that we're reading, all that we're hearing of, I cannot be convinced that all of this is happening. It is of or for and on behalf of God. I just cannot see it. And that, I think, is one of the things that people are trying to get you to, oh, you have to understand and you have to accept it because all that is happening here, these are the chosen people of God. So this is God's will and it is the will of his people. So just accept it, leave it be. I can't see that. I cannot accept that.
I get you. I get you on that. And I'm glad that you are trying to nuance it because it was all over the place this morning, save and except for maybe, well, MacArthur was one of those MacArthur Young was one of those I thought, yeah, he's in, I see where he's coming from, and it was a more cogent argument. But you helped to crystallize what the, not dissension really, but what the lack of clarity is all about. Number one, you said that this can't be of God. And in your mind, when you say this can't be of God, you're probably referring to their aggressive endeavors. Not, is it towards Iran or is it towards the people on the Gaza?
Well, it was Iran and the people of Gaza. You know, I mean, from over the years, from all that we've seen taking place.
Okay. Yeah, to be sure. And then the second thing you said, you also, yeah, because I hope I'll bring some clarity. The second thing you said is that these can't be a people of God. First of all, you said this can't be of God, meaning God,
actions.
God cannot be approving of these. And then you said, furthermore, these can't be a people of God. So who are they? So this can't be the Israel of God, I think you said. So there are two things there for us to address. Number one, let me see. Let me address the second one first. Because we morph and conflate the different expressions of Israel and the Semitic people, the people who came through the Hebrew line. We morph everything in one. It's pretty much tantamount to saying to morph in everything African, whether it is culture, political, ignoring the geographical boundaries, ignoring political entity and formation and exceptionalism, or uniqueness, not necessarily exceptionalism. So there are different things that constitute when we use the word Africa or African. And in the same way, with respect to Israel, right? First of all, Israel is a covenantal name, it's a prophetic name, but Israel is also a political name and a political entity. I think I heard some people making reference to the bequeathing of lands to Israel in the late 1940s and what follows between 46 and 50, and also in the 60s, how that Gaza battle played out. Yeah, Israel was, and if we go to recent history, the new Israel that was eked out politically and given that area of land in what was Palestinian lands and all of that. If your history and if your understanding of the origin of Israel is limited to that, it is truncated. That is not Israel. That is an artificially created, if I'm using terms very, very loosely, by the way, that is an artificially created political geographical construct. Israel goes all the way back, the naming to that battle. I think someone on the radio mentioned it, the dream of Jacob, and when he was rechristened as Israel, and out of his loins came a nation. But the antecedent for that is actually with Abraham, who is the father of that faith, and a covenantal promise that God made with him when he was childless and said, look, and I know a lot of people don't have a tolerance for all of this history and they don't want to hear it. But if you want to understand Israel, you have to understand Israel before Israel got the name Israel. You have to understand Israel from the point of view of a people, not a political nation. And I think that we conflate the two, we are having real issues.
Yes.
We are conflating a political nation with a people. And God made a covenantal promise with a people, the Hebraic people. Later we use the term Semite. And if you're against them, anti-Semitic. But God made a specific covenant with them. And he formed the people, and he brought them and gave them an identity as a race, and he shaped them in terms of their civil shaping, and he gave them a constitution in the form of a decalogue, 10 laws, and then their scribes and the Pharisees added to that a bunch of other spin-off laws. But basically, they became a nation under God by God giving them the Mosaic laws. He gave them constitutional laws. He gave them dietary laws. He gave them laws that will govern their ceremonies. So God basically shaped these people, Hebrew people, even before they became Israel. God shaped them and he said, you are the people through who I'm going to bless the world. The thing is, they, from time and time again, if you trace the checkered history of these people up to the time they became Israel and their own infighting, so that the 12 tribes got split there, the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, a lot of infighting. They were always, despite all of their faults and failures and everything, they remained the people of God. They did some things, to the second question, they did some things that God never approved. I don't think we should argue this from a position that everything Israel does is from God. That would be foolhardy. The historical precedent is that time and again, Israel has done things, the Hebrew people, the people of God, let me put it that way, they have done things that God did not approve, and they got punished for it. God never approved. If you read the prophets, and let us not discuss this thing in a vacuum, as if God approves of everything that Israel does. Come on, don't argue like that. It cheapens your argument. It makes your argument seem ridiculous. Israel has often been a disobedient people. One of the most scathing description of Israel is in a book of the Bible called Hosea, when Israel is likened to Invincitum, a bad woman. That she goes off with one man, and then she has, and she's married, but she goes off and then basically prostitutes herself, and then she goes off with another man, and the husband brings her back, and then she goes off with another man and has children that is not his own, and it's just all the time. God is saying, this is what Israel is doing to me. Israel is going off and doing some wrong things, but God never abandons Israel. So for those out there who are arguing that that God is always championing, well, let me change that God is always approving and applauding what Israel is doing, you're not making a sound argument. And those of you who are also arguing that we should always uphold, we should always approve of whatever a named Israel, a political Israel is doing under the guise of being God's people. We should not do that. This is not a sound argument. Not even God himself does that. And God punishes in the past the people Israel, the Hebraic people. God punishes them for their disobedience. They have been constantly disobedient and doing things that he said not to do. There's a lot of question, and I won't want to raise that answers, but the equation that some are making, or the conflation that the political geographical Israel is to be equated with the Israel of prophecy, that's a false notion that you are also jumping on. So what pertains to the Israel of prophecy does not necessarily pertain to the eked out that the nations actually allowed for this format of Israel to come into existence that Netanyahu is now managing. That is a construct of Israel that is not a God construct but a man construct. The political powers that be actually eked out that space for a geopolitical Israel within a geographical space and within political formation and conventions that cause that new expression of Israel to come forth. So you're making a mistake to equate that with the as if that is the sum total of God's covenantal people. God's covenantal people is not necessarily the geopolitical Israel that has been formed in the late 1940s. God's covenantal people will be the people of Abraham, part inclusive of those that are within that geopolitical construct, but not limited to that geopolitical construct. So we should not define Israel by that. We should define Israel and God's covenant and God's promise to Israel by a Hebraic people that he made a covenant with and have been very disobedient to God over the time. And to this day, apart from the Messianic Jews, to this day, will not even accept. They will not even accept Jesus as the Son of God. They have rejected the very Son of God. Look, I'm maybe I'm muddying the waters a little bit here, but we
even that part somebody shared that earlier as well, with the rejection of Christ as the Son of God. Yeah, that also.
Yeah, my thing is that we are conflating and confusing too many things. We are not nuances and defining, and we operate from a notion that the geopolitical Israel that we know, the Israel under Netanyahu, that is the full extent of God's covenant people, and therefore we feel that we ought to be very protective of them or to applaud everything they do and all of that. But I'd say not even God himself is doing that. Not even God himself is doing it. So don't try to defend that from a position that this is a God thing, because it is not a God thing. But before we get carried away, likewise, the atrocities of Israel, and yes, they are A disobedient nation will commit atrocities that are not approved by God. The atrocities of Israel against those that they're attacking, I think we need to open our eyes a little bit, because I don't want to be bashing other nations, and I'm not approving of genocide. But genocide, I think it was you or no, it was Truth said it. Genocide, no matter the source, whether it's Nazi or it's other sources outside of Israel, genocide is to be disapproved. The shedding of innocent blood is to be called out. And Israel is not the only nation that is doing that. And some of the things that go under the name of religion, and not just the Jewish faith, and you have the big three: Judaism, Christianity, and the other one there, the Muslim religion. There are atrocities, however you look at it. So I think we put on our blindfold and think that only one or the other is committing atrocities. But if you open up that myopic vision, if you open up that, you would see that, I mean, who approves of jihad? And there's significant justification for holy wars, and the holy wars were not just the crusades that the Christians engaged in back then in around the 10th century. In modern day time, different religions outside of Judaism, different religions are committing some serious atrocities. We dare not forget. We dare not forget or ignore the atrocities. And I think MacArthur was on point. Genocide or killings or terrorism or whatever have you that causes the shedding of innocent blood, whether it is the Judaizers or whether it is the Christians or whether it is the Muslims that are doing it, I can't sit here and approve it. So while we want to raise the hammer against one, we are to call it out against all. And the same measure by which you measure the atrocities of the geopolitical Israel, which they are. I'm not denying that there are atrocities of the modern geopolitical Israel that are not the same in essence as God's covenanted Israel. I will call out the atrocities of the geopolitical Israel of today, but I will not ignore the extremes of the other peoples and pretend and vanish it or sanitize it or paint it with a brush as if they're all innocents. They're not all innocents. And when you come with that kind of debate and that kind of question, and when you call out one and not the other, it seems jaundiced and not, it seems prejudiced and biased. And so we have to be very fair in our discussions in all of these things. MacArthur, you are on point, and I follow the line of your argument today. I don't know, Fugitive. I don't know if my contribution was.
Oh, excellent. Hey, I'm right there. Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate you asking me. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, and I appreciate you responding, sharing even more in depth than I expected, but I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Take care, everyone. Bye.
All right, take care. Until tomorrow, God's will.
All right.
Hey, that's where we wrap it up for today. Thanks again to Pastor Richards. Had no choice but to look at things from a wider lens, or with a wider lens this morning. And I can see that you as well, you appreciated it as well. Reminding you that tomorrow, our Carnival series, concert series, resumes at Pier 1 in Villa. So make sure you're a part of it, all right? It's getting down to crunch time. We're getting down to the final few days, or the official days. At one time, it used to be 10 days, 12 days. Now we have up until the 13th. We are extra days. Vinci Mass 2025. All right. Thank you to all those of you who kept it tuned in all morning long. Those of you, of course, who shared via WhatsApp, via the StreamYard. those of you who called in, WhatsApp or the direct line, whatever it is. I appreciate it all until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Alright? We're locked inside Boom 1069, DJ Shady and The Fugitive signing out. Have a great day, everybody.
Vinci, feel that power.